Hey guys, IO Crypto Mining here, and so today I just want to kind of give an update on kind of how the market looks and profitability and that kind of stuff. So first we're going to look at like the hash rate of kind of the main coins that everyone's mining and the ones that I'm mostly looking at. So kind of first let's look at Ergo. It's at right now it's at 27, but what happens is you see these peaks and valleys. That's nice hash. So anytime the hash rate drops quite a bit, then NiceHash will switch all of its miners over, and that's why you see these huge spikes. So that's what that is. In general, it hasn't changed too much. It's kind of been anywhere from 20 to 30, kind of fluctuates every day. So that's where Ergo is. Kaspa is the weird one because you saw all these ASICs come on here at the beginning or first couple weeks of April, and then it's pretty much kind of balanced out because the price didn't keep going up, and so the GPU miners kind of fell off and kind of made up the difference. So you kind of see the hash rate's been the same since halfway through the month of April. So that's good. It's still profitable to mine if you have decent electrical, and we'll get into profitability here. But Kaspa, it's kind of weird. Hasn't been that many ASICs jumping on as I would have expected. And then here's Radiant, and so they had a price jump here in the middle of the month, and they had a price jump here at the end of the month. So you can kind of see the hash rate kind of goes with it. But in general, it's higher than what it was a month ago, and it's still up there for profitability. So that's kind of interesting. I always keep an eye on Bitcoin Gold. Right now it's below 4, and so that's kind of when it becomes close. If you have lower power costs, it's something to keep in mind, but it's still not one of the top 5 that most people are mining. But I just kind of keep an eye on it because just the name, and if Bitcoin takes off, people will buy this up just because it says Bitcoin in it. So it's just something I'm keeping in mind. Here's Flux. Flux is the same way. You can see the peaks and valleys, and that's NiceHash again. So anytime it gets semi-profitable, NiceHash jumps on it, and vice versa. So, but it's staying pretty much below that 3 mark, which has been good. Problem is the price hasn't been helping you. So even though they did the halving, and then the price hasn't really changed, so it's tough to be mining that right now. Everyone's favorite fish, Ironfish. There's so many people mining it. It's over 4, and the problem is you see this price here, it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, and so I got out of it when it was 6. I should have got out of it when it was like 8. I was hoping it went back up to 10, but it didn't, so I ended up getting out of it at 6. Broke even compared to what I would mine it otherwise, but yeah, Ironfish, it doesn't look good right now, so we'll see what happens long term. But yeah, if you're mining at the beginning and still haven't sold yet, you're hurting right now. But yeah, so that's kind of like the main coins. If we go to my profitability sheet, let's go over here, and I have updated all this, and so this is on 9.5 cents, and so here is the profitability right now on my farm. Flux is actually profitable at 9.5 cents, Ergo, and so you can kind of look here. The triple mining is still the winners. Oops. The triple mining is still the winners because they're all pretty dang close. And so that's Ergo, Conflux, and then either Kaspa or Radiant, and then always Zill. So so they're all borderline. I'm currently on Ergo, Radiant, Zill. But Ergo, Kaspa, Zill wouldn't be bad, or even the Conflux ones. It's all pretty dang close, and it's been like that for the last 3 or 4 days. Since my video when I came out and showing you how to do Radiant and stuff, it's gotten a lot closer because Radiant had a big jump in hash rate, and the price kind of came down too. So that's kind of where everything looks at. I had someone the other day ask me about if they're at 15 cents, what they should be mining. So we'll switch to 15 cents here. And the only profitable one on the 3000 series in NVIDIA is Radiant. Okay, so that's tough. So yeah, if you're at 15 cents, you got to be figuring out how else to pay for your power because you can't cash out. So yeah, kind of 10 cents. We'll go to 12 cents here, kind of see where the break even is for a lot of these. 12 cents, you're still ahead a little bit on a couple of these. But yeah, it's tough out there. So like I said, I use 0.95 for my power. I did run the numbers last night, and my last bill I was actually closer to 4.5. But there's a reason I do 9.5 for my GPUs, and I do 4 for my ASICs. So yeah, so that's how it's looking right now. And speaking of ASICs, so here is the current ASIC profitability. So here's just like kind of the main ones. I've been changing these costs. We're actually seeing some cheaper used, S19s, these other S19s, and then KaboomRacks has a $700 Avalon, which is pretty interesting. So me personally, I'm going to be buying an ASIC here in the next week or so. The catch is I need the power to be below 2800 because I have my M30S Plus. It's on a 30 amp by itself, but I can do low power mode for about 2800 watts, and then it gets about 95. So if I can get another one of those, great. But if I can get one of these other S19s that has around 2800 power, I'll be good. And so I've been looking at these S19s, the original S19s, and put brains on it. You can actually keep the wattage kind of where you want it, and it gets pretty dang close in efficiency. S19s aren't quite as nice as the new J Pros or just the Pros, but for the price, it makes up the difference. One interesting thing with Bitcoin that's been happening in the last 3 or 4 days is the price hasn't changed much. It's been between 28 and 29.5, but the rewards have gone up drastically. And what happened is there's been a lot more transactions on the Bitcoin network, so the rewards have gone up quite a bit, and up to like 10 or 12% more. So that is making most of these miners way more profitable than they used to be. So it's been nice to have Bitcoin ASICs here in the last couple days. They've been good overall. They haven't really changed too much, haven't fluctuated too much. But yeah, the profitability has gone up on them quite a bit here, and so that's been very promising. And so, right now I have 4.5 cents is what I'm using for my ASIC. Let's put it at 10. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna think that's not gonna be very pretty, and yeah, it's not pretty. At the current situation, you're making a couple bucks, $1.50 on a lot of these. The problem is just the difficulty, or the price drops 10%, or just something changes a little bit. You're hurting bad. So you need the price to go up, but the difficulty and the amount of hash rate on the network not to change too much. So that's at 10 cents. Yeah, if you have like 6 cents, you're still doing pretty good. Your profitability on these is still pretty good. You're about a little over 3, almost 4 in most of these. Most of the cheaper ones. Obviously, if you have some big boys here, you got $5, $6, $7, but then you got quite a bit of upfront costs. So it's going to still take you a while to pay off. But at 6 cents, you're not too bad. You're still under a year for most of these at these cheaper used prices. If you want to buy like a brand new 96, I think they're around 1700, and the 100 terahash is around 1800 brand new. So then you're looking at a little over a year to pay them off at 6 cents, and that's right now with profitability being up a little bit compared to normal on the Bitcoin ASIC. So I just wanted to kind of update you guys on how the market's going, and kind of see what's out there, see what I'm looking at and keeping an eye on. Again, all these profitability sheets and these ASIC buying sheet, it's going to be available in the description. So just grab it, download it, add in your cards. You can change the number of your cards up here in the corners. So let me scoot over here. So you see the numbers here in the corners. That's how many of that card I have, and so that changes the sheet automatically. And so you can change that up. And then I usually update these a couple times a day. So when you download it, it should have fairly updated numbers on it. And kind of go from there. Just kind of play with it, and make use of it the best you can. And then this ASIC one's pretty self-explanatory. You can add in an ASIC, add the price, add the hash rate, add the power, and then just drag these columns down, and it'll automatically filter everything out for you and check everything for you. So, and you can change your power, of course. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's what I'm looking at. Thank you guys for checking out this video. You guys have a good day.